The royal family are meant to honour the fallen on a solemn remembrance weekend in the UK, but the dumb, traitorous Prince Harry and his grinning wannabe instead chose to honour a Kardashian 5,000 miles away. No interest in duty, just tacky fame.
Online, the reactions were unreal. While the UK soaked in solemnity and quiet reflection, the Sussexes were soaked in bronzer, flashes, and staged smiles. Social media absolutely roasted them harder than the fanciest truffle ale, but here's the kicker. It wasn't just tone deaf, it was deliberate. Nothing Meghan does is by accident. Every pose, every glance, every minor faux pas is meticulously calculated. So why did Meghan and Harry transform a night meant for remembrance into a headline-grabbing PR spectacle? Brace yourself. The answer is wild, and trust me, the story only spirals further into chaos from this point. Onward.
Well, Meghan's upset plenty of people and possibly embarrassed Prince Harry by not wearing a poppy alongside her husband at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party.
Imagine this. Beverly Hills sparkling beneath a cascade of chandeliers. Champagne fountains taller than most mortgages. And a guest list so exclusive it made Buckingham Palace seem like a local high school reunion. Kris Jenner, the self-proclaimed queen of American celebrity, was celebrating her 70th birthday with a James Bond-themed extravaganza oozing money, ego, and enough sequins to cause permanent blindness. Every inch of the venue screamed opulence. Gold leaf cocktails, diamond gun-crusted invites, secret codes for entry, because this was no ordinary party. It was a summit of influence. Jeff Bezos arrived, looking like Monopoly's richest man in orbit. Kim Kardashian floated in like MI6's owner. And just then, the Duke and Duchess of Hollywood appeared. The instant Meghan and Harry crossed that threshold, the room's energy snapped tighter than Kris Jenner's latest facelift. You could almost hear the collective intake of breath, part shock, part cringe. Kris Jenner's night was meant to shine, yet suddenly, every lens pivoted to the royal intruders. It was audacious, deliberate, unmistakably orchestrated. Because when Meghan Markle walks in, she's not after champagne, she's hunting attention, and Hollywood attention. It's dazzling but fleeting. While others toasted Kris, Meghan and Harry were already scheming the next headline. Believe me, the way they did it had everyone buzzing. They didn't just enter. They commanded the room like it was Oscars night and the world held its breath. Doors opened and they glided in, slow enough for every flash to immortalize them, confident enough to seem naturally at home. Meghan led, chin raised just enough to demand notice. Black outfit sparkling under the lights, not subtle, but bold. Harry followed, the quintessential +1, looking like he'd rather be binge-watching The Crown. Cameras fired before they reached the bar, as if someone had coordinated paparazzi down to the second. Coincidence? Hardly. This was a masterclass in staged spontaneity, a red carpet moment cleverly disguised as a birthday cameo, leaving guests stunned, flashes still popping, and social media buzzing with every step of their choreographed arrival.
Extraordinary optics, given Harry claims, and remember he wrote that personal note last week saying he cares nothing more, Brittany, than the British veterans. And then on our most important day, Remembrance Sunday, he goes to a tacky party with the Kardashians. He can't even bother to procure his disrespectful wife a goddamn poppy. It's a stinky new look.
Guests turned, murmuring behind glasses of champagne. The Kardashians barely raised an eyebrow. Bezos offered a polite nod, and Kris Jenner, she smiled, that practiced PR grinned, the one that says, "You're stealing my spotlight. But fine, make it worth my hashtags." Every movement Meghan made felt choreographed. The soft touch on Harry's arm, the staged laugh, the exact pause for photographers. Yet beneath that gleaming performance lay a palpable desperation. They weren't celebrating Kris Jenner's milestone, they were broadcasting their relevance to Hollywood. And if the flashing cameras weren't proof enough, Meghan's gaze said it all. That unmistakable look of someone who had come to dominate, not to mingle. While Meghan and Harry basked in Beverly Hills glitter from one side of the room, thousands of miles away, the rest of the royal family observed solemn November rituals. London streets were lined with poppies, black coats, bowed heads, a nation remembering the fallen. The contrast was jarring. Ceremonial duty on one continent, relentless self-promotion on another, and when images of Meghan's beaming face circulated online beside Kate's composed profile at the Senate, the internet erupted. Social media lit up with incredulous commentary, memes, and viral comparisons. Fans and critics alike debated the optics. Was it audacious or tactless? calculated, or reckless. The juxtaposition of the two events, continents apart, highlighted a stark narrative. One moment steeped in tradition, solemnity, and remembrance. The other drenched in glamour, flashbulbs, and attention-seeking ambition. And Meghan, she seemed to revel in every second.
She looked so respectful and pensive. And of course, we bring you these incredible visuals of Catherine honoring the patriotic and deceased, in jarring comparison to Meghan Markle hitting up a Kardashian bash.
Commentators dubbed it the ultimate split screen. On one side, a princess draped in tradition and solemnity. On the other, a duchess draped in sequins and an eyebrow-raising tan. The visuals were a PR disaster, or maybe precisely what Meghan intended. Outrage drives engagement. Royals and seasoned journalists alike criticized the timing. How could Harry, a decorated veteran, celebrate while comrades mourned? Asked a prominent British tabloid. Even usually sympathetic outlets struggled to frame it positively. The symbolism was impossible to ignore. Harry, adorned with a remembrance poppy, not in solemn London but amid Hollywood chandeliers. Across X, formerly Twitter, memes proliferated faster than contrite statements. From battlefield to buffet table, one caption read below, a party snip. The outrage wasn't merely about double standards, it was about disconnection. That evening, two very different portrayals of the monarchy were visible. One honoring memory, one pursuing clicks. And knowingly or not, Meghan and Harry had crafted the boldest headline of Remembrance Weekend. Unfortunately, it was a headline few celebrated.
It's hard to comprehend where Meghan Markle's head is when we are seeing such grace and strength and selflessness from Catherine. How she could justify throwing on her Bond gear and showing up to the Kardashians' house.
Now, let's dissect that appearance. Because if the event itself raised eyebrows, Meghan's ensemble practically launched them into orbit. She arrived swathed in a black wrap skirt that couldn't decide between elegance and experimental flair, combined with clashing textures that screamed Pinterest mood board gone rogue. But the outfit wasn't the only talking point. That tannin, unmistakable, orange-tinged glow lit every flash like a caution signal. Social media christened it the Bond villain spray tan. And honestly, they weren't exaggerating. Then there was the poppy. Oh, the poppy. Once a revered symbol of sacrifice, it now appeared as an accidental accessory pinned to an outfit, clearly designed for attention. Observers were shocked by the irony. A remembrance flower sparkling under disco lighting. That's not tribute. One user tweeted, that's branding. They weren't alone. Even US media described the choice as bizarrely Harry didn't escape criticism either. His poppy, intended to honor fallen soldiers, felt jarringly out of place beside velvet tuxedos and champagne flutes. A solemn emblem transformed into nightclub jewelry. Social media eviscerated the look with surgical wit, dubbing it funeral chic meets Halloween tan. Meghan smiled through it, but the message was unmistakable. This wasn't elegance, nor was it subtlety. It was a misfire masquerading as style.
It looks like Meghan Markle married Prince Harry not for him, not to serve the British people, but to serve herself and the excess she always wanted to indulge in, the fame and the attention she always wanted to indulge in, but could never achieve on her own. Meghan Markle did not get an invite to that party. Prince Harry with Meghan Markle got an invite to that party. They're inviting him because of Harry.
Remember when Meghan and Harry claimed they wanted a private life? Apparently, privacy now includes a curated guest list, professional photographers, and perfectly positioned lighting. Because every time they appear, it's as if a full production crew has been waiting for weeks. This Beverly Hills birthday bash was no exception. A supposedly low-key gathering somehow generated crystal clear photos from every angle. Coincidence? Hardly. This wasn't privacy, it was meticulously staged PR. For a couple who famously abandoned royal duties to escape flashbulbs, they've developed a remarkable skill for finding them wherever they go. Rumors suggest their team may have discreetly tipped off select media outlets just enough to guarantee coverage.